On August 20th, 2017, the world learned that Jerry Lewis had died at 91. Tributes poured in instantly, clips of wild slapstick, telethon tears, decades of laughter. But within hours, another headline stunned America. In his will, Jerry Lewis explicitly excluded all 6 of his sons from his estate. Everything went to his second wife and his adopted daughter. No explanation, no reconciliation, just a final line drawn in ink. And suddenly, the man who made millions laugh became the center of a painful question. How could a comedian who raised billions for sick children leave his own sons out of his legacy? To understand that decision, we have to go back far before the will, before the telethons, before the fame. Born Joseph Levitch in 1926 in Newark, New Jersey, Jerry grew up surrounded by show business. His father toured in vaudeville. His mother played piano for radio. The stage lights were always on, but rarely for him. As a child, he was often left with relatives while his parents performed. Even major milestones like his bar mitzvah happened without them fully present. That early loneliness shaped him. As a teenager, he discovered something powerful. When people laughed, the emptiness softened. He created a record act, lip-syncing with exaggerated physical comedy. It was chaotic, bold, and magnetic. He dropped out of school and chased the stage relentlessly, even after being booed off one in Buffalo. Failure didn't stop him. It sharpened him. Then came the turning point, his partnership with Dean Martin. Together they formed Martin and Lewis, one smooth and steady, the other explosive and unpredictable. By the late 1940s, they were national sensations, dominating radio, television, and film. Hollywood couldn't get enough. But fame shifts. Balance. As praise increasingly focused on Jerry as the genius, tension grew. By 1956, the partnership collapsed. Jerry was suddenly alone at the top. And he didn't just survive, he expanded. He signed an unprecedented deal with Paramount Pictures, gaining creative control few comedians had ever held. He wrote, directed, produced, and starred in his own films. On set, he pioneered what became known as video assist reviewing scenes. Instantly, a technique now standard in filmmaking. In 1963, he created his masterpiece, The Nutty Professor, playing both the awkward Julius Kelp and the arrogant Buddy Love. Jerry seemed to split himself in two, an insecure outsider and the powerful star. It was comedy layered with self-examination, but behind the camera cracks deepened, devastating. Back injury in 1965 led to years of painkiller dependency. Meanwhile, beginning in 1966, he became the face of the Muscular Dystrophy Association Labor Day Telethon. For decades, he stood before cameras for marathon broadcasts, raising over $2 billion for children with muscular dystrophy. To America, he was compassion in a tuxedo. At home, it was different. His first marriage to Patty Palmer lasted 36 years and produced 6 sons. But his relentless schedule, affairs, and volatile temperament strained those relationships. Several sons later described emotional distance. The youngest, Joseph, struggled with addiction and died in 2009 at 45. In the 1980s, Jerry remarried Sandra "Sandy" Pitnick. In 1992, they adopted a daughter, Danielle. Those close to him said he softened in later years, more present, more protective. By the time he died quietly in Las Vegas, weakened by heart disease and diabetes, his world had grown smaller. And when the will was revealed, the fracture became permanent. Jerry Lewis leaves behind a legacy impossible to label with one word. He revolutionized physical comedy, influenced generations of performers. He raised billions for charity. He left behind family wounds that never healed. So who was he? Genius who reshaped Hollywood. Father who failed where the cameras couldn't see. Both, if you want more stories that explore the brilliance and the contradictions behind Hollywood legends. Subscribe now to Star Memories. Because the truth behind fame is never simple.